encore crash. Donc clairement c'est crash game hein. Donc on va continuer. J'espère que ça va me remettre toujours à l'endroit où j'en étais. Parce que c'est quand même chiant que ça crache toutes les secondes quoi. Vampyr avec du type blup blup. Voilà. Alors, est-ce qu'il faut que je recommence tout depuis le début en regardant les photos tout ça? Non. Ça c'est bien. Le jeu il s'est dit on crache déjà assez. Ah bah. On crache déjà assez. Oh, il y a un truc. Soleil, feu. On crache déjà assez donc on va pas leur faire tout recommencer depuis le début. Moi j'ai marché dessus mon gros, je l'ai traversé la meuf. Aucun respect. Ça j'ai déjà fait. Donc là ce qui me manquait à faire c'était ça. Ça j'avais déjà lu, je m'en fous. Allez, go to sleep.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all.
Aucun sens. Cela n'a aucun sens.
It's a nightmare.
It's
That's
a
it.
nightmare. Allez, go dodo.
So be it.
Ah, c'est pas un dodo normal ça. Oula.
Rational thinking only.
Ouais. On est obligé. Moi j'ai appuyé, j'ai tiré. Je sais pas. Bah. Moi aussi j'arrive à le faire la goutte hein. Ah, il y a des trous dans ma gauche. Ah bah gros, tu t'es pris une bastos mon frérot. Mais pas du bien. Hein. Tout il est bien rouge.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Lune qui réfléchit du soleil à un reflet aussi. Oula. Évolution. L'idée des recherches vous permet de vous reposer et d'évoluer. Dépenser des points d'expérience, vous montez les niveaux. Ok. Gagner une compétence. Je suis obligé de sélectionner elle, je suppose, vu que toutes les autres sont cadenassées. Autophagie. Vous consommez votre propre sang pour soigner instantanément. D'accord, ok. Donc là, je suis autophage. Je peux m'auto-sucer, quoi. Putain, ça c'est un rêve. Lance de sang. Vous projetez une lance faite de sang qui peut transpercer les ennemis devant vous. Une attaque à courte portée qui peut découper toute créature vivante devant vous. C'est quoi ça, les griffes? D'accord. Vous placez un nuage d'ombre à vos pieds à ceux de votre cible. Le nuage explose après quelques secondes, infligeant des dégâts sérieux. Prendre la lance de sang. Hein. Vu qu'on peut prendre des choses, on en prend, hein. On profite. Qui coûte 190 de sang. Donc je ne sais pas comment on l'utilise par contre. C'est quoi ça? Est-ce que j'ai encore de quoi évoluer tout ça là? Je sais pas, j'ai beaucoup de choses. Tactique. Voile d'ombre. Vous utilisez votre endurance pour vous fondre dans les ombres et devenir invisible. Ah! Ça a l'air d'être sacrément stylé après. Il y a des boucliers de sang. Coagulation, vous figez le sang dans les veines de votre proie, le laissant sans défense. Bon, en fait, c'est de la paralysie. Rage, vous perdez le contrôle et laissez la bête en vous se déchaîner temporairement. La bête fond sur tous les ennemis autour de vous et leur inflige une puissante attaque. Crée un tourbillon. Ah, ça a l'air d'être des ultis, ça. D'accord, d'accord, d'accord. On monte la régénération. On compte la quantité nana. Et ça c'est de l'autophagie, ok. Après, il y a des niveaux dans les trucs et tout. Wow, on a de quoi faire. Ok. On est déjà niveau 3. Allez, on confirme. On confirme, nous confirmons, vous confirmez, il confirme.
That voice in my head.
That voice in my
If
head.
I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me.
Je vais juste tester pour voir si le son est bon.
I must find him to understand what I have become.
Je suis juste devenu. Ok. Bon, alors soif éternelle, ok. On a 145 d'XP. Ok, donc là on marche. Oh. Je quitte pas ma porte en bas.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
Il est là. Oh, j'ai réussi à me téléporter, trop bien.
My head's spinning.
Spinning.
Oi! Come on, you coward!
Ouais, je crois.
It's locked, all right.
Alors, arme à gauche. Peut-être utilisée en appuyant sur le triangle. Elle permet de... J'ai récupéré une clé, je crois, donc je peux l'ouvrir ça.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End.
Appuyez sur triangle, utilisez votre pieu, inflige des dégâts d'étourdissement. L'ennemi est
Die, vermin!
A strength I never knew I had.
R1, utilisez la compétence vampirique, ok. Ok, très bien. On va esquiver, changer de cible, ok.
We have to stop this bloody life, vermin!
Ok, là on la graisse là.
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire.
Non, je peux pas, je suis désolé. Je suis en vidéo, papa. Pas tout de suite, pas tout de suite. En tout cas, je te la donnerai après si tu veux.
My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Il y a des trucs à récupérer, je crois qu'il y a un autre truc à récupérer. Hop. Très bien. Pont de Swart. Donc là on fait méchant vampire, il n'y a pas de gentil. On va essayer d'être... Oh! Il y a un truc à voir là. Votre roi, votre pays ont besoin de vous, engagez-vous dans l'armée britannique. Ah oui d'accord, ça c'est de la propagande, ok. Ça c'est encore de la propagande. Bon. On doit être pendant la guerre.
Sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Shay, ok.
It's locked, all right.
The port is locked, alright.
It's locked.
It's locked.
dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. It's locked, all right.
Voilà, les deux portes sont fermées.
I cannot enter.
Ok, donc je ne peux pas entrer des deux côtés, ok. Qu'est-ce que c'est ici? Shilling, ok. Il y a des petits trucs à récupérer un peu partout. Donc la monnaie, donc doit y avoir un système d'échange avec des IA ou quoi, ok. Il doit y avoir un comme.
What will London have to say to me? It's locked. I've so many questions unanswered.
Alors, c'est un peu normal que toutes les portes soient fermées, mais bon. Ici, il y a quelque chose. Il n'y a rien du tout. Doc Sim House.
Another
Un
corpse.
cadavre à Londres.
Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Oh là 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 là. Il a l'air d'essayer de se faire arracher, lui. Ou elle, je sais pas. Il a pas l'air d'avoir été mordu. Mais il a l'air d'avoir été, genre, je sais pas ce qui s'est passé dans son dos, gros, mais...
The man has been drained of all blood.
Tout son sang. Je ne peux pas
I can
encore
still
sentir
smell
l'odeur.
the scent
Je
of
peux
it.
encore en sentir l'odeur, pardon. Ah, ok.
I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Ah, oui, ok,
Fresh
donc
blood.
là, je suis en
The
mode soif de
smell
sang,
is so
quoi.
strong.
Ok, donc là, il y a
Where
du
has
sang.
everyone gone?
Du sang.
According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So
Du
that
sang.
must be the killer's trail.
Oh. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça, là? Vous avez trouvé un nouveau refuge. Vous pouvez dépasser vos points d'expérience en dormant ou bien fabriquer des objets. D'accord, la porte se ferme directement derrière nous, ça c'est pas mal. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? C'est ok. Ah, un établi. Ok, donc voyons voir. Ça c'est le système de craft du jeu. Les établis qui permettent de fabriquer des traitements, des sérums, améliorer d'armes et de modules. Traitement pour la sepsie. Utiliser lors de dialogue pour soigner un citoyen. Traitement pour l'amnésie. Utiliser nana, ok. Traitement pour la fatigue, ok. Ok, on peut améliorer nos armes, très bien. 15% de chance, enfin, 15% de chance d'assommer. D'améliorer les guns. Ah, recycler, d'accord, ok. On peut récupérer des objets par terre pour les recycler. Là, il y a un lit. D'accord. Là-bas, il y a encore un coffre. Un morceau de poignée. Un morceau de gâchette commune. D'accord, ok. Est-ce que ça me permet d'améliorer quelque chose, ça? Ou rien du tout? Ok, bon, on verra ça plus tard. Je pense que c'est pas maintenant. Je pense qu'on va pas dormir tout de suite. Parce qu'on vient de dormir et que ça servira un peu à rien. Et je crois que l'expérience Karo c'est synonyme de... Allez, une poubelle à fouiller, allez. Hop. Juste ici. Passage à journal parce que... Ok, c'est une lecture, rien à foutre. Vous avez découvert un indice. Celui-ci révèle un secret sur un citoyen. Ou une sur ses relations. Détails sur le citoyen. En tant que vampire, vous avez besoin de sang humain pour évoluer. La barre de quantité de sang d'un citoyen indique l'expérience que vous gagnerez si vous vous nourrissez de celui-ci. Les indices déverrouillés augmentent quantité d'expérience reçue. Sabrina dissimule ses vrais sentiments pour son patron, Tom Watts. Ok. Quantité de sang d'un citoyen dépend d'une grande... D'accord. Oula, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça là? C'est du mind control. Du mind control. Donc là, on a appris des choses sur Sabrina. Et c'est quoi ça? Plus c'est vers le milieu, plus c'est des personnages importants de la zone, c'est ça? Aucune enquête, ok. Vu la piste du tueur, d'accord, ok. Bon bah continuons alors. Il n'y a plus rien à fouiller. Bah c'est pas la piste. Bon, on va suivre la piste du tueur, on va quand même suivre ce que le jeu nous dit de suivre. Oh, oula. Inconnu, quantité de sang, inconnu. Ok. Oh, il y a...
At last, a little life.
Alors, le turquoise, état du quartier sous enquête. Ok.
Good evening, sir.
Bonjour monsieur.
I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
It's been a long night. Avez-vous vu quelqu'un rentrer dans ce pub? Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici? Au revoir.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
C'est vrai.
What's going on around here?
Tout le monde semble
It's like
caché,
everybody is hiding.
caché par ici.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the
Chien
sewer
des égouts
dog.
plane sur la ville. Chien des égouts.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters.
Que d'accepter notre pardon.
It's
Ah oui, d'accord.
easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
C'est vrai.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
La nuit va être
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found.
Ouais.
And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Quartier pourri, ok.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
Ouais, il sort jamais, bah il a raison. Ouais.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Ah d'accord, ok.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd
Il m'a
leave.
pas dit quand il va partir, ok. Qui est cet homme?
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. Professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
D'accord.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Ok.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
D'accord, ok.
Jack. He didn't... Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer.
Ah ouais, d'accord, ok.
Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
D'accord.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Ça, je le sais, ça.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Alors, attends. Je voudrais voir un truc. Sabrina, je sais déjà un truc sur elle. Qualité du sang citoyen, non. Qualité de sang, 1950 d'expérience, d'accord. Entourage, Tom Watt. 3, d'accord, ok. Ok. Ok, bon. Alors. Faut juste que je monte les escaliers, il y a l'autre à qui je dois parler là.
Are they stupid or something?
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Ouais, c'est une vampire celle qui est à l'intérieur.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm. Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Ok. Bon, on a réussi à au moins à entamer la conversation avec quelqu'un.
And who might you be?
Docteur Edward Castle, qualité du sang, 6000 d'expérience. Oh là là. Il y a l'air d'avoir un niveau de manipulation mentale ou de je sais pas quoi à avoir. C'est spécial. En tout cas, Tyson Denley, il fait partie fatigué. Traitement pour la fatigue. Comment on sait qu'il est fatigué lui? Apparemment, il fait partie de la deuxième zone qu'on n'a pas encore découverte apparemment. Donc moi, mon but c'est de grailler tout le monde là. Il y a des gens qu'on connaît pas et tout. Il y a l'air d'avoir des liens par là. Là, c'est les deux amours, tout ça. Oh là 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 là. Je ne sais plus vraiment. le dirai pas à vous d'abord.
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree.
Déjà, on dirait que
So
les vampires
please,
font partie de
indulge
la
me.
société. Pas comme,
Something,
je sais pas quoi,
someone,
un monstre ou un truc comme ça.
is molesting people.
Genre, ils savent que les
In
vampires
fact,
existent et ils
killing
arrivent à
them.
vivre avec eux déjà. C'est...
Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
C'est vous l'expert, il me semble. Je suis une victime moi aussi. Ça ne peut pas être réel.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I am performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Ok.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Ouais. Ouais. Il y a du sang là-bas. Il y a du sang là-bas, je viens de le voir. Attends. Et ici, il y a l'air de rien avoir, mais là-bas, il y a du sang. Donc attends. Je vais dormir ici ou... Ici, ok.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Jason Denley, c'est lui, il est fatigué, d'accord, ok, c'était lui qui était fatigué.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
I hope I live long enough to see them wet blue boys get what's coming to them.
Ok, ça a l'air d'être fermé, je regarde un peu partout. Je regarde un peu partout si je peux pas trouver des indices de quoi que ce soit. Putain, le sang même jusqu'ici,
Not
mais je viens
long
de voir un
ago,
truc.
this sort of mess
Are they stupid or something?
Si
I
il y a du
will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me,
sang sur les quais
to
là-bas.
this city.
Voilà ce que je me disais.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note.
Alors, attention, selon nos dernières informations, ce vampire est extrêmement violent. Restez très prudent en l'approchant. Je sais qu'il nous manque d'hommes de cette partie de la ville, mais N'envoyez pas des bleus enquêter sur cette affaire. Si mon intuition est bonne, ordre Primwen.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. Blood and empty gin bottles. This Bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
Ah, elle a des sacrées griffes, hein.
This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Ok. Il n'y a plus rien à récupérer ici. Ok, donc là c'est le moment. Il y a un chasseur ici, ok. Ici il n'y a pas moyen d'escalader. Ah ouais, combat silencieux derrière un ennemi.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire.
Il est en train de fouiller ici. Alors, équipez-vous d'une arme à distance, puis appuyez sur triangle pour l'utiliser et infliger des dégâts standards et des dégâts d'étourdissement. N'oubliez pas les munitions en nombre limité.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Let's head back to a warm fire. Shut that foolish mouth of yours.
Là-bas, il y a un ennemi.
Never know the colour to be wrong back.
Quand tu peux enchaîner les crocs, quoi. Du poulet, yam, 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 le poulet. Putain, je l'ai mangé tel un poulet KFC, quoi. Il y a un truc ici, je crois. C'était Shine. Ok.
I cannot enter.
Ok, la porte est verrouillée. Bon. Redescendons ici. Hop là. Et continuons. Fiche ennemi. Appuyez sur L3 pour repérer les ennemis aux alentours et afficher leur carte. Alors, certains ennemis sont résistants à certains types de dégâts. Il existe 4 types de dégâts, pardon. Dégâts corps à corps, dégâts à distance, dégâts du sang, dégâts des ténèbres. L'orange a une résistance moyenne, le rouge une résistance force. Une résistance forte. Donc là, il résiste pas beaucoup au sang et à l'ombre, mais il résiste beaucoup, moyennement au corps à corps et à distance. Ok. D'accord. Et comment je fais pour quitter? Voilà, c'est ça que je voulais faire. Hop. Ouais, sa mère. Ah merde. Il y avait un mec quelque part par là, non? Résistance moyenne au corps à corps, ok. Oh là, il y a beaucoup de monde par contre en fait. Il y a énormément de monde même.
There's one of them! Filthy piece of shit! Christ, it's dead! There's one of them vermin!
Ah, il m'a touché. trop sa daronne. Ah, y'a un mec là. Ah, il m'a touché le bâtard. Voilà, et là je régène ma vie en appuyant sur L1. Voilà, avec l'autosuction là. J'avais découvert un refuge. Encore, again. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça là? Mais le refuge il pue la mort en vrai. Hein. Genre moi il y a un escalier. Ah non, l'escalier par contre il a été bloqué, ça va. Ça va, ça va. C'est un refuge qui pue la mort à moitié. Alors, c'est fait pour améliorer, on va appuyer sur R2. Alors, vous pouvez améliorer une arme de niveau supérieur avec l'ingrédient requis. Elle infligera plus de dégâts et gagnera des emplacements de personnalisation. Alors, module dégâts. Augmente les dégâts infligés 10%. Diminue la consommation d'endurance. Je fais ça, je peux pas prendre encore. Ok, donc on fait plus de dégâts avec notre petite machette, c'est pas mal. Ça, je peux l'améliorer aussi. Par contre, ça, je peux plus l'améliorer. Ok, pas mal. Donc là, on va faire dodo. Ah, je viens de voir le coffre. Je viens de voir le coffre. Alors, voyons voir qu'est-ce qu'il a d'intéressant à débloquer ici. Voile d'ombre. Jauge de santé, jauge d'endurance, capacité sanguine, soif insatiable. C'est quoi soif insatiable? Augmente la quantité de sang absorbée lorsque vous utilisez morsure en combat. Augmente votre endurance, augmente votre santé. Augmente la quantité de dégâts infligés lorsque vous utilisez morsure en combat. On va prendre ça. Hop. Et le reste, on va le garder pour plus tard. Voulez-vous annuler toute peur de changement? Non. On va confirmer. Hop, comme ça, quand on graille quelqu'un en combat, on pépon plus de sang. C'est toujours mieux de pépon plus. Voilà. Là, on va aller récupérer le coffre là. Hop, les petites hyènes là, des petites ennemies, des petites shining. On va redescendre, partir à la quête de notre tueur. D'ailleurs, parti par là-bas. Dock Nord, quartier est instable.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
D'accord, ok. Faux usé. Qui propose une arme à deux mains, appuyez sur triangle pour utiliser sa compétence spéciale. La faux permet de parer une attaque tout en infligeant des dégâts étourdissants à côté. Non. Ça, je vais pas le prendre.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst. I must have more.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Oh, un boss. Merde. Pépon son sang, sa daronne. Ah merde, je suis foiré. Pépon lui sa mère. Alors, ta grosse daronne à chouin, va. Comment tu me parles? Oh le bâtard! Oh le bâtard! Oh le bâtard! Ok. Ah bah je suis trompé. Compétence. Comment je lui ai canné sa daronne, frère? Toi, t'étais en train de te faire grailler ta mère. Vénère, vénère.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are
Mr.
you in
Hampton.
there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred
Sir,
spirit.
listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe so. I already have.
Jess, elle part beaucoup plus loin que moi.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
On va voir ce qui est arrivé à William.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Ok. C'est une sous-espèce. Allez. Nice, on est bon. On a tué William.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
Il n'est pas là très proche.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that Skal. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William...
Faut que je teste quelque chose
I
déjà
was
en 2 secondes là.
Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist, returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital as a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Merde, j'ai même pas coupé le son. J'ai même pas coupé le son. C'est pas grave. On entendra un petit peu la vidéo pendant 2 secondes. On va aller couper ça tout de suite. Je vais vérifier l'état du son si on entend à nouveau. Allez mon grand. Allez mon grand. Allez, allez, allez. On entend, je crois.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship is in sync. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ok. Alors. Ok, eux ils passent par là, donc moi je pense que je dois aller par là-bas. Du champ de William, mise à jour la mission.
Nah, it's my turn.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
J'ai pris un coup de couteau, je crois. Mais c'est un assassin.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. Me
Ouais,
guts
c'est un
are
bâtard,
spilling out
le
onto
gars,
the
c'est un
street
bâtard,
and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Ok, alors. Qualité du sang. La qualité du sang indique la quantité d'expérience que vous pourrez d'un citoyen. Plus la quantité de sang est bonne, plus la qualité d'expérience reçue est importante. Appuyez sur L1 pour charmer Monsieur Clay.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
D'accord, alors. Appuyez X pour éteindre Crocs, sur rond pour le relâcher. Éteindre Clay vous fera gagner énormément d'expérience, mais cela aura des conséquences sur la suite de l'aventure. En apprenant sur le citoyen, récupérer leur indice augmente la quantité d'expérience que vous obtiendrez. Allez, on va le bouffer sa race. J'ai la dalle, frère, allez, ah, nom 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 nom. Du bon poulet KFC.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fuck me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Kill you, t'es dead.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
And I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Ah.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
D'accord.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs
Ok.
these days.
Bon alors lui ça a l'air d'être une source d'XP en masse. Ok.
Good
parler à
evening,
tout le monde,
nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippers. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Tellement de monde là-dedans. Même des nazis et tout, frère. T'es mal les nazis qu'il y a là-bas. Là. Encore un petit bêtisier là-bas. Ah, plein de choses, donc il y a énormément de choses. Voilà, fiche derrière.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good evening, miss. Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything.
It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
D'accord.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Putain, les dialogues sont passionnants.
Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street.
Alors, je vais voir un truc. Alors, là c'est la ligne des patients. Alors, donc là c'est les deux liés. Alors, la qualité du sang du citoyen dépend d'une grande partie de ça. Thomas vend tellement à Oswald la preuve vivante qu'il a toujours de l'espoir pour lui. Ok. Ça c'est tout. Ok. La qualité du sang tellement s'atteint du syndrome de Coulthard, on croit être un vampire. Je pense pas qu'elle croit. Hein.
Corner. The daily routine.
Quel est là, lui?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remain perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Okay.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
It's locked, all right.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Je pense qu'on a parlé un peu tout le monde, on va aller voir au premier étage.
Not now.
I cannot enter.
Il fait un truc dans son bureau, je sais pas ce que c'est, mais...
It's locked. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
également agir dans le quartier. Chaque nuit, les conséquences de vos actes peuvent améliorer ou dégrader la situation sanitaire du quartier. Celle-ci peut aussi détériorer si des maladies se propagent parmi les citoyens. Le d'un quartier tombe sous le seuil critique. Ce quartier plongera dans le chaos. Il n'appartient qu'à vous de décider d'un sort d'un quartier. Traitement pour la fatigue, ouais, ça on connaît alors 2-3 trucs sur eux, mais pas plus.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
J'ai analysé les sons de William Bishop.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor. And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
En fait, j'ai voulu voir si c'était une vampire. J'ai essayé en tout cas. Bah, apparemment non. Donc, enfin, apparemment non. Non et oui, quoi. C'est eux que je kiffe. C'est les deux là. Va lui casser les couilles encore.
Going to reveal all your secrets to me.
Allez, alors.
It's locked, all right.
C'est quoi cette tête en fait? Ça représente quoi en fait? L'état du quartier est grave. Ok, d'accord, je vois le délire, ok. On va le laisser dans son état, ce quartier, parce que là, ça a pas l'air d'être un bon quartier. Putain, j'ai vu un truc...
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody...
Ça, daronne, là. Il me casse les couilles, gros, j'ai rien le temps de faire.
It's locked.
Oula. Was ist das?
It's locked, all right. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. I cannot enter. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood. It's locked, all right. be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Il se contente de le charmer. On peut tenter, hein. On peut tenter. On va le tenter d'ailleurs.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
All I wanted was to go back to work, to take care of my children.
Du poulet! Ah, ils sont en haut.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Une nouvelle enquête de citoyens est disponible. Appuyez sur là pour voilà. Ok. Enquête sur les citoyens. Ceci que vous pouvez consulter les enquêtes sur les citoyens triées par la carte. Vous pouvez démarrer une nouvelle mission de citoyen en la suivant avec carré. Carte.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings, with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Ils vont être surpris quand ils vont savoir que qu'il est dead l'autre.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
On va parler à lui, après ça va être la fin de la
I'm
vidéo.
Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Yes, Doctor?
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Bon, bah ça va être la fin de cette vidéo les gens, j'espère qu'elle vous aura plu, moi en tout cas ça aurait été un plaisir de la tourner, je vous dis tchou les gens, je vous surkiffe, tchou bye bye.